perfect test, which is really your UTM data. UTM data should guarantee perfect reporting because you're essentially manually inputting that UTM data, that little tag, which tells Google, please treat it like this. And it's quite interesting to see the discrepancy when you actually analyze your UTM or manual campaign data versus your automatic campaign data, how different it can sometimes be. So I'm going to show you how to first build a manual report, and post that I'm going to show you how to build a UTM, which is pretty basic, to then generate these reports off. So let's jump straight in. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to Explore, and we're going to build a blank exploration. And in our blank exploration, we're going to build two different dimensions with one metric, and we're going to show the comparison or sometimes the discrepancy between manual source data or manual campaign data and auto tag campaign data. So we're going to start by typing campaign. We're going to click on campaign, and then we're going to click on manual campaign name. So these are the two different attributions or attributes we're going to compare. We're going to click import. We're going to scroll down a little bit, and then on metrics, we're going to type in sessions. So we basically want to compare all the sessions for both of these segments and how they're tracked and reported on differently. So we're going to click import. Now we're going to build our exploration. Just double click on this or drag and drop them across. I'm just going to double click for now and double click on sessions. And what we're able to see then is in column number 1, so the uttermost left column, is I'm going to see the auto tag source data. So I can see, for example, everything under direct, which is the auto tag source data. And then I can see everything under manual campaign name. Now, when there's no UTM tag data, it's going to say not set, but every time there is some campaign data, so I can see this one, Jan 2024, it's going to actually display a specific name to it. Now, in order to view it in a report, other than difference in exploration, I'm going to jump back to reports. I'm going to click on, I think I can actually see it here. No, I'm going to click on acquisition. We're going to click on overview. And it should be the very bottommost card on my right. Let's scroll down. Here we are. And here I can see basically my report based on users or sessions based on my manual campaign data. Now, in order to generate this campaign data in the first place, we have to use UTMs. And UTMs is just a manual way of tagging any source with what should be 100% accuracy if we've tagged it correctly. So whether we run a Facebook campaign, whether we run an email campaign, we want to typically tag that first landing session with manual data. And I'll show you how to do that in the next step. It's just type in UTM generator, and the first result that comes up will be this one, GA Dev Tools. I'm going to click on campaign URL builder and let it load a bit. And all this does is allows me to manually tag any final URL that I'm trying to check. So let's start with a particular URL. And this is the one that I'm actually going to send traffic to. So it could be any page on your website that you're trying to direct the user. Everything that follows post this website URL, so campaign ID, campaign source, and so on and so on, this is really for tagging and manual tracking purposes. They have no impact on the user that's coming through. So we can write anything in here. Again, they give us some suggestions in terms of the convention, what to use. So let's just kind of carry on and follow along. So the first one I'm going to say is site test, campaign source. So let's say we are using a newsletter, just to illustrate the point. The medium, we're going to say, well, this is email to, again, just so we can track that. And the campaign name, we have, I don't know, March special as the example. Now, what it's done, and I can carry on and go a little bit deeper. So let's say campaign term, let's say term 1, again, just to kind of fill this out. And let's say add version B. Okay. Now, it's asking me, sorry. It's asking me for a full URL. Apologies for that. Let's just kind of copy that convention. And let's fix that. All right. So what that's done now, it's created a specific UTM or trackable URL, which I can then add to my advertising campaigns, which will then in turn feed into my GA4 reports. So this URL, if I type it in here, obviously has no effect on the user. So anything post this question mark has no impact on the actual change of direction of the user or the website the user goes to. It's literally a way for me to track all the data that I want through that process. And where this is also important, other than, let's say, resolving the discrepancy between auto tagging reporting and manual reporting is this carries so much more data for me. So if an auto tag report, I can see, emails, perhaps the campaign, doesn't tell me more than that. This can tell me everything from which email it is, whether it's my second email, whether it's my A/B test, and so on and so on. And that's really the power of using manual reporting and UTM data as a whole. I hope that helps. If there's any questions, please leave them in the comments. Thanks so much.